Hey, welcome folks. Welcome to Star Power Baseball episode 11 of the Rulebook. We're going to start getting into the meat and potatoes of the game in this video. The previous 10 we've built up and we've gotten into the basic game and shown you what's happening. And today on this video and the ones that follow, we're going to deal with the advanced game. We're going to take you what I call going down the rabbit hole. Why Star Power Baseball is without a doubt the finest tabletop baseball game in the world, made for you by me and Gentry. And this time we're going to work on starting with the advanced game. So kick back or get your rule book out. It would be great because we're going to start, and I'm going to pull it up right here. We're going to start right here on page 21 with the advanced game, and we're going to go with the manager. Now I'm going to shrink myself down here to be a little bitty guy because you don't need me up in this area. And I'm going to come over here and just kind of stay out of the way. All right, let's start the advanced game. You've mastered the quick game. You've learned what the respins do and how to use them. Mechanical respins, player respins. Now you're ready. You know what the letters mean. You know what the numbers mean. Now you're ready to introduce yourself and inject yourself into the game. You want to play. You want the game to be more realistic. You want it to be baseball, and that's what we're doing here. Star Power Baseball, without a doubt, is the most strategic baseball board game ever produced. It has complex rules, as complex as you want to get, and you all seen it's as simple as you want it to be also. You want base running, you want fielding, you want instant replay, you want it all. And Star Power Baseball does just that. The terminology used that we're going to use simplifies the game, as does the order of play that we're going to get into. And it's imperative that you learn the idiosyncrasies of the vocabulary as well as the order of play. If you'll get the vocabulary pretty much down and you'll get the order of play to where you want it, where it's automatic to you, the game will just flow. And you'll be able to play a very good advanced game solo in about 45 minutes to an hour, with a friend in about an hour to an hour and 20. That's about what we're looking at. Okay, so get ready. The first thing that you have to play the advanced game is a manager card. You must use the manager cards when you play the advanced game. Here you see a picture of a Connie Mack card right here. Let me pull up the back of his card. There you go. And you can see on the Connie Mack card that he has 9 star power points. It says on the card itself, choose 3 of these right here: pitching, batting, bench coach. Well, you can use all 3 of them. You can't use one more than once. So Connie Mack gives you the ability to use all 3 coaches, and he gets 2 challenges. And you're like, what? Yeah, challenges. Instant replay. By using a manager, you get to do that. Now, let's keep going on the manager. We're going to get into all the idiosyncrasies here in just a moment. Whenever you play the advanced game, you need to have a manager. It's the rule. The manager allows you to use the strategy cards as well as challenge calls on the field. You are by now familiar with the rules of the respin, and when you add a manager to the mix, he has ability to use his coaches to gain additional respins. Remember this big rule of the respin. You may not ever, under any circumstances, respin a respin in the game as the rules are. Okay? You don't ever respin a respin. It's important that you remember that. That's the rule of the respin. Look on Connie Mack's card here, and you see the front, and the card looks different. There's no circle or anything like that with letters or numbers. It's a picture of him. It tells you who he is, and then it tells you what you're allowed to do. In your boxed game that you just bought, you will get tokens to cover these spaces that are here. One token for one challenge. If you use two, you put two tokens there. Same with the pitching, batting, and bench coaches. Cover it with a token. That means you've used him and you can no longer use that coach or those challenges. That's as simple as it gets. No need to use dice, no need to use use the tokens. They're simple, and that way your cards stay cool for years and years to come. Okay? The back of the card tells you basically personal information. It's a star power card that we have that has really basically no need to have it, but we like to put backs on cards, and this one tells you who he managed, what his postseason records are, the lifetime. See, Connie Mack, Hall of Famer, has a losing record. He's lost 3,948 games. No other manager's lost that many games. Connie Mack, number one, man. We're number one. Okay, so there you have what the manager card is. Now, very quickly, we're going to go over the coaches, and that'll be the end of today's video. So I am going to walk over to this side of the video, and we're going to start with the pitching coach. And as you can see, there's the pitching coach on his card. When you begin to use the pitching coach, when you use the pitching coach, you cover it with a token. It's that simple. A pitching coach respin. Now, what these coaches do is they give you extra respins and challenges we'll get into when we get into the instant replay. A pitching coach respin allows you to respin your pitching card, even if you spun an X or a Z, which in the rules of the respin you can't do, but the pitching coach overrides that rule because you got him. So if you use your pitching coach once a game, you may respin your pitcher's card no matter where it lands. Or, here it goes, you may use this coach to respin the pitcher fatigue spin. Remember, you can never respin the event card, but this allows you to respin the event card on your pitcher fatigue. Now, if it's a relief pitcher and you have to spin him twice for the fatigue factor, this only allows you one respin, not both. So if your first respin fatigues him, you may respin that if you use the pitching coach. That's what the pitching coach does. Pretty simple. The batting coach, this one you'll use probably every game. A batting coach respin allows your batter to make a respin on his card. Now, you know that we were talking about respins, and a pitcher can use his respin to make a batter card respin. The coaches can't. A pitcher coach can only make you respin your own pitching card. You can't make the batter respin with your pitching coach. Likewise, on the batting coach, you can't make the pitcher respin on the batting coach. And so, moving up, the batting coach allows you to respin the batter's card. You may not use this respin to respin the pitching result, only to respin the batter. However, here we go again, more strategy. You can respin the result of a 10 on the batter, which according to the rules of the respin, you cannot. But once again, using your batting coach, you may respin the result of a 10 on your batter's card. One time during the game. How about that? Now you're beginning to see a little bit about this manager card that makes the game a little more intriguing. Now there's one other kind of coach, and that's your bench coach. You see that right here, your bench coach. Your bench coach allows your team to respin any strategy cards. Okay? Strategy cards only. That does not, we're supposed to say this here, let me get that right. That does not include the event card. okay, does not include the event card. But, and this should be but and not and, but all of the other 7 strategy cards. Even though you're not allowed to respin strategy cards by the rule of the respin, the bench coach allows you to respin a strategy card. You cannot respin the event card, but you can respin the infield, play at the plate, ground ball, outfield, hit and run, sacrifice, drag bunt, and what am I leaving out? Stealing bases. All 7 of those cards you can respin one time with a bench coach. Way to use that, and I just played a game earlier today with a friend in Philly, and I used the bench coach to respin an error. There you go. The result was an error. I got to respin it by using the bench coach, and the result came up not an error. Pretty cool. It means basically what it's saying is your bench coach moved your fielders to a perfect spot, and they didn't make the error because the ball was easier to play. All right. Those are your 3 coaches. Pitching coach allows you to respin a pitching card or respin the fatigue spin. Batting coach allows you to respin your batter card, including respinning a 10. Bench coach allows you to respin a strategy card, but not the event card. Pretty simple. Okay. Challenges, right here, challenges. Any team that has a manager may ask for a challenge, as explained in the section on instant replay, which we'll get into. Normally, a manager may ask for 1 challenge during any game, but Hall of Fame managers are special. They get to have 2 challenges. That's why you're paying 9 points for this dude. Connie Mack. There are only 23 Hall of Fame managers. Okay, 23. Now that Jim, oh good grief, he just got elected this year, managed Pittsburgh forever, won the World Series with Miami. I can't think of his Jim Leland, got in the Hall of Fame. Now there are 24 Hall of Fame managers. All right, there's 24 Hall of Fame managers, which will all be out in sets by the end of this year. All those manager sets will be done. We'll have 24 manager sets because a manager set comes with 1 Hall of Famer, 2 points, 2 1 points, and a 5 point. So anyway, with challenges, you usually get 1 during a game if you have a manager. Now with the Hall of Fame manager, you'll get 2. All right, tokens. Your game came with at least 10 tokens. Each manager will receive a number of tokens, and I'll usually put them on his face so that I keep track of what's not used, equal to the number of challenges plus the number that's in the choose section. So for Connie Mack, right here, he gets choose 3, so that's 3 tokens and 2 challenges. So Connie Mack would have 5 tokens, and you put them on his face there, and as you use one, you put it and cover the card. Put it down, cover the card. Okay? That's as simple as it gets for that part. All right? Any coach that you use, cover it with a token. You may not use that coach again during that game. So if you use a batting coach, the batting coach is burned for the game. You use a pitching coach the same way. Once you've used him, you can't use him again. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of Star Power Baseball. Be sure and like and subscribe to our channel. We really appreciate that. Take care of business right there. We want you, and we want you to be part of our group and everything that we do. Let me get big again. I like getting big here. If you need to contact me, I'm at warhammerworld@hotmail.com, and I can get you my phone number at that time. Baseball games, they're in stock, and they are for sale right now. Have them in the mail the next day to you, so if you want one, they're available. They come with a complete catalog of everything that is available. So guys, gals, sign up. Let's get with the program. Now, remember this about Star Power Baseball. Remember this. Dice are nice, but the spin is in. We'll see you next time on Star Power Baseball.